Hello, everyone. Glen Gadwood, owner of Function Thru Fitness. Today I had a great opportunity. Greg was nice enough with his time to explain a little bit about his process through Function Thru Fitness over the last couple years, and just talk about his experience in general and how it went. So this is Greg Dallaire, Dallaire Realty. He's just achieved a lot since he's been here, and I just wanted to have you hear his story. So, Greg, how did you start? Why did you start? Why did you come here?
I really enjoy playing golf, and it was one of those things where after I'd play around a golf, I was just in pain. I felt like there was more in my body that I couldn't really access, and I learned about Function Thru Fitness and what you have here about really improving mobility. And for me, I initially came here to avoid being injured and being able to play golf. But what I realized is that having more mobility and actually engaging the right muscles in my body, I could actually prevent and just make my overall life better and more impactful for everyday things as well.
Yeah, awesome. So, what kind of things? What did you do? What was your normal routine when you came in here?
I worked out, started with once a week, working with Mike Hoffman here, who's one of the TPI Titleist Performance Institute certified trainers. We worked on trying to establish like my baselines of where my mobility was at. And then we came up with a game plan, and he was always trying to slowly progress us, but also to get us from a very beginning point to where I am now. And now we're working on strength and speed. And that was not something we worked on for the first year and a half.
Yeah,
That was, we had to build up to that. But throughout the progression of it, I definitely saw improvements in my golf game. I saw improvements in my ability to walk without having any sorts of pain. My lower back used to be kind of a
yeah.
constant thing that I
You used
struggled
to have
with.
some hip pain too, right?
Yeah, hip pain, and I had some lower back pain. And then the more that we focused on building up that like posterior lower body chain over time, started getting stronger, the lower back pain kind of disappeared. I have really honestly haven't had back pain in probably over a year and a half.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and I just keep, I went from one time a week to two times a week, and that's when I really started seeing this like exponential gain. I was consistent for one time a week, which like when you don't exercise a lot and you go from once a week, and then I committed to doing it two times a week. I just saw like a massive jump forward.
Hmm.
It was like I got so much out of the second week, and then for me it just became a habit, and it's one of the things I look forward to. Rarely do I ever come in here and not want to be here, but even if I do have that kind of mindset, by the end of the workout, I'm so glad I did it.
Yeah. So, you talked about kind of the mobility and some of the pain issues. How does it help your golf game?
So as far as my golf game, I still have some things to work on, but I did get to shoot my lowest score ever. I did shoot 70. I'm
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm back to a single digit handicap. Golf's a game that you can just always like you can beat yourself up mentally and want to do better. But for me to be able to shoot 70 was a massive thing for me, and then to be back to a single digit handicap. But we're still working on things like we're really getting into the strength and the power, which will definitely dramatically impact my game. I've definitely seen a distance improvement. And I've learned a lot about my body and the golf swing that I didn't. I mean, I was kind of an arms golfer, and now I actually try to like use my body. And Mike and you have really allowed me to like understand the movement and how important it is to have that like foundational base. And it really comes from your lower body. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. And then you start swinging with the other parts of your body, which can hurt your lower back, and they
Yeah.
can do things like that.
Yeah. Because you want to play golf for the rest of your life, correct?
I'd like to play golf as long as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And I'd like to play golf at a higher level for as long as I possibly can too.
Oh, that's great. Um, do you think that you would have been able to do the same, um, have the same success doing it on your own?
Absolutely not. I would say it's almost like having, obviously they're not physical therapists, but they're about as close. It's like it's having somebody that understands the mobility aspects of like your glutes, your ankles, your and understanding where your weaknesses are in your body, and have somebody to like spot you and understand. For me personally, like it's really easy to cheat in some of these exercises, and you lose all of the benefit. And I remember in the beginning, like this muscle mind connection now that I have with my body that I never had before. And it was with Mike really pushing form over and over. And he still does today. Like if my hips aren't in the right position, he's on
Good.
me. Like,
Good.
and so doing it on my own, And I am one of those guys that has that mindset of like, I like to do things on my own, but there are some things where I need help.
Yeah.
I need that professional eye, but also, and he knows that like this is about my golf game, but it's helped so much more than just the golf game.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you're really busy. You run a business, and it would be easier for you to kind of push your workout aside for the day if you were left to your own accord.
Yeah, and I've had some poor, decisions that way for a while, but I've definitely been more disciplined on not missing the workout. It's pretty rare that I would miss a workout, pretty much only for vacation. It's something I do look forward to now, because I do see the benefit of it. And there have been some things we had to push through. Like you said, some hip pain,
Yeah.
because I wasn't using my hips the way that I was supposed to. So when you start like reactivating some of this stuff, it's not all perfect all the time, but we were able to kind of push through that, stretch through that, work out through that.
We threw some neuromuscular therapy in there.
Yeah, and then working with you on that, and then also working with Stacy to loosen things up, because I did have some extreme tightness, because your body's just not used to what I'm throwing at it. But there's no way that I could have done this on my own. And I really was excited about the TPI certification. I know that Mike's obviously a golfer, but he understands how to get the body to work. We still have things in when we're doing some of these exercises where we're trying to still get stuff out of there. Like I'm swaying a little bit too much sometimes, and these are all things that would make a really positive impact on not doing in your golf swing. If you're swaying and moving and you don't have control of your base.
Yeah, but he finds a reason why you're doing that.
100%.
So, it's either a tightness issue or it's a weakness issue, and then you kind of focus that workout on that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the beginning it was really about mobility, being able to get to do the things, like there was a lot of like lunges and things that I couldn't do. Like we just keep talking about going backwards in our mind about like where I was and how hard it was for me to do that. And now we're doing things that we can actually add weight to get stronger, not just the mobility.
Yeah.
So they kind of meet you where you're at. Like it could be any level. You could be in really rough shape, and I'm confident that you guys could build a program to get people back to even just walking without pain,
Yeah.
But if you want to improve your golf swing, if you want to improve everyday mobility for any type of sport activity, like Function Thru Fitness is the place you need to be.
Thanks for saying that, Greg. And I'll attest, because I know Greg on another level besides as a client. I'm actually a client of his, so he's a realtor of mine, and we walked a lot of property over the last year. And I have seen Greg's body change and adapt to walking on unstable ground and in the woods. And it's really been a remarkable change over the last year that I've seen. I think I mentioned that to you when we were walking. Yeah. It's nice to see that, because the more stable you are, the stronger you are, the younger you feel, and you don't feel old, you don't feel limited. And
yeah, walking 80 acres was not nearly as much of a chore, since I've been working out consistently here at Function Thru Fitness.
Yeah.
So,
well, thanks a lot for taking the time, Greg. I really, really appreciate you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
With this, and I look forward to seeing you progress even more.
Yeah, and if you want to hit long bombs on the golf course, look to Function Thru Fitness for their TPI trainers.
Thank you, everybody. If you like this, please subscribe to Function Thru Fitness, www.ftfpt.com. Thank you.